Hello and welcome back to the FPL YouTube channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at my Game Week 29 team selection ahead of a huge double game week. We're also going to be taking a look at why I'm activating my bench boost for this upcoming game week and why you should too as well. We're also going to talk about my transfer targets ahead of this upcoming game week and look at potential future transfer targets for upcoming game weeks as well. If you do enjoy the content that you see on the channel, please comment, like and subscribe, as we are trying to hit 1,000 subs here on the channel before the end of the season, and if we could do that it would be absolutely amazing. Also, if you have any questions about your own team, then do leave it down in the comments section below, as I do answer all questions down there. But that's enough waffle from me, let's dive into today's video. And starting off today's video, we are going to run through my Game Week 28 team, see who did well, see what kind of points we did acquire this game week. And it feels like it's been an absolute age since Game Week 28 took place, mainly thanks to the international break. As you can see, we did score 50 points this game week. Not the worst, but it could have been so much better. Obviously, there was quite a few disappointing players in there. Ben Chilwell was the player that I did bring in, but I think the one pointer doesn't really reflect his overall performance. He was very much passing the eye test for me, getting in lots of advanced positions, was involved in the build-up of the goal, so I'm expecting a haul. I'm putting it out there. I expect this man to haul in the next couple of game weeks. If it is during the double game week, absolutely delightful, because the way he's playing and the positions that he's getting into, he can't keep doing that and not like get an attack in return. And if Chelsea can keep a clean sheet as well, that would be absolutely mega. So a little bit disappointing that he did only get 1 point. Obviously, the captaincy I did get the wrong way around as well. Saka getting his highest ever score in FPL history, an 18 pointer. Absolutely rinsed me in my head-to-head leagues as well with my mates, so not the best one, but you know, at least we had Saka. We weren't on the wrong side of that one. We did go Kane captain in the end. At some points during the game he was on for free bonus, so that would have helped a little bit, but you know, it just wasn't meant to be. We did get the decision wrong in the end. I did think Crystal Palace would do a lot better. Yes, they haven't won a game all year so far, but I was expecting them to be a lot more resolute in terms of defensive performance. They haven't been leaking goals from top sides this season. They're very good in the XG conceded column as well, so I wasn't expecting a battering, but maybe with Vieira getting sacked as well and no new manager in place during this game, maybe I could have expected something a little bit different. I did think potentially that Crystal Palace would get like kind of a new manager bounce, a bit of a lift against Arsenal, but that just wasn't the case, was it? So very disappointing that I did get that decision wrong, but hey ho, what are you going to do about it? We only took a slight red arrow from that, down from about 112 to 128,000, so not too monumentally damaging for our overall season. Ollie Watkins, another player that I did bring in as well, a little bit disappointed with him. He did miss one big chance as well during the game against Bournemouth, but at least he did get a return, so just kind of helping the team out a little bit. Like I said, that was our Game Week 28 team. Not the best, but not the worst either. 50 points, kind of just above average. It would have been better if we'd got the captaincy decision right. We could have been potentially breaking into that top 100k, but we're going to do it at some point, just not this game week. But let's take a look at my Game Week 29 transfer targets. Moving into our Game Week 29 transfer targets, as you can see, I've got 2 players that I've identified that I want to sell and 2 players that I potentially want to look to bring in. So let's just dive into it. On the left we do have our sell column, and I put Martin Odegaard in here. 2 goals, 1 assist over the past 5 game weeks. However, with no double in Game Week 29, I want to bring another doubler in, especially with us bench boosting. That would give us a full 11 for the upcoming game week of double game week players as well. Leeds at home is a fantastic fixture, and I could easily see Odegaard coming back to bite me in the arse. He could very much return. He hasn't been doing you know, well in terms of FPL points, but his underlying data has been pretty consistent over the past few game weeks, so I could easily see him getting a goal or an assist, just coming back to bite me in the arse. But I do like a double game week player, always have, always will. You've always got that double role, and you know, the player that I'm potentially looking to bring in, James Maddison, as a replacement for him, who we will come to talk about a little bit later. I do think he is an excellent option for Martin Odegaard. But yeah, like I said, I do think Odegaard, if you do have him in your team, he's not like an immediate sell. I think if you have other issues in your team, then potentially go with them, because Leeds at home, like I said, it is a fantastic fixture that you want to be targeting. Any normal game week, I'd be like, target this fixture, try and get as many Arsenal players in. But with obviously double game weeks, bench boosting, things like this go completely out the window. But like I said, it could come back to bite me in the arse. But his replacement, James Maddison, with a tasty little double game week. Crystal Palace away, obviously we know their position at the moment. Potentially could have a new manager bounce though, with big Roy Hodgson back at the wheel of Crystal Palace. Who knows? And then Aston Villa, who, and again, a team who are kind of going a little bit under the radar at the moment, 4 unbeaten. So yeah, they're in good form. So it's not going to be an easy double for Leicester, a team kind of at the wrong end of the table and in very kind of hit and miss form at the moment. But James Maddison is always a player. Whenever Leicester have doubles, whenever Leicester have good fixtures, is a player that I absolutely want to be targeting. He's set piece taker on the corners. He's just unbelievable at times, isn't he? Involved in everything creative for Leicester. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be looking at his kind of points and statistics over the past few game weeks. 0 goals and only 1 assist in the past 5. However, has been super unlucky with other players missing absolutely huge chances. Iheanacho missing 2 against Southampton, and Marty the other week as well, missing on the line. Like if those other chances go in, everyone's going to kind of be jumping on the James Maddison bandwagon because his stats are going to look absolutely amazing. But us being smarter FPL managers, we are going to look for the fixtures rather than the player's form. And I definitely think he's another player who could absolutely explode over the next few game weeks. As well as having the double in game week 29, he's also got Bournemouth in game week 30. Does take on Manchester City in game week 31. And then some really exceptional fixtures in 32 up until game week 35. So a real good long-term pick if you are going to go for James Maddison. And like I said, he fits this talisman theory, something that I've been absolutely, banging on about all season long. If you've watched this channel for long enough, you're going to know, I'm always banging on about it. So it's just an important thing, and James Maddison obviously fits that criteria. Moving on to our second sell, and it is Danny Ward. Simple reason, he's been dropped. Doesn't look like he's potentially going to get his place back. I will wait to kind of see around Brendan Rodgers' press conference, see kind of what the vibe is around Danny Ward. Is he going to play? Because if he is, then I don't need to take a -4 this week. If he's not, then I would like a playing goalkeeper with me bench boosting. And the goalkeeper that I've identified is Steele from Brighton. Obviously a good double in game week 29. Brentford at home and Bournemouth away. You expect him to get at least 1 clean sheet of that, so it would definitely make up for the -4 off the back of a 10-point scored performance in game week 27 as well. Excellent goalkeeping from him during that one. 3.9 million as well, so cheaper than Ward. Absolute bargain. He's going to keep the budget in our squad to get Haaland back in game week 30, and also with the latest fixture announcement also does double in game week 34, so we do want to potentially look to keep him just on our bench. We've got Rare in goal. He's going to just be there until game week 34, when obviously he does have a double game week. So those were the 2 players that I've identified that I want to bring into my team. Let me know what your transfer dilemmas are down in the comment section below, and we will try and find a perfect solution for you this game week. But let's move on to the bit you've all been waiting for, the game week 29 team selection. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the pinnacle of the video, the moment you've all been waiting for. Game week 29 team selection, and isn't the team just looking saucy indeed, if I must say so. Everybody doubling, the bench looking absolutely delicious as well. There's a reason we're playing the bench boost this game week. But let's have a run through of the team. Starting in goal, David Raya. It is a difficult double for Brentford in game week 29. Brighton away, we all know how well both Brighton and Brentford are doing this season, so calling that game is going to be absolutely, just unpredictable, isn't it? Like, both teams doing super well. You'd probably have to go that Brighton are the favourites due to being at home, but Brentford away from home, very good team as well. Manchester United away as well. Obviously in the reverse fixture, Brentford absolutely dominated the Red Devils, didn't they? But obviously it's a different beast now under Erik ten Hag. It isn't the same team that was playing all the way back in August or September, whenever that fixture was, when Brentford absolutely played them off the park. But you can never rule Brentford out. They are a team who are just exceptional at times, blowing everybody away. Look at the position they are in the league. They're absolutely killing it this season, so never rule them out. David Raya in goal. Hopefully he can potentially pick up maybe like one clean sheet, if not pick up plenty of save points, maybe pick himself up a cheeky bonus point in the run-in as well. Then we move into the back line. We do have the two Newcastle boys, Kieran Trippier and Botman. Obviously we know everyone knows what they're getting with Kieran Trippier. A little bit of a mixed double as well for Newcastle. Man United, absolutely huge game for the Champions League race for both clubs. And then West Ham away, obviously West Ham down in the kind of lower echelons of the league, so you'd hope that Newcastle can come away with a clean sheet at least from that game. But Kieran Trippier, we all know what he's about. We're not going to go too much into him. Botman, cheap, nailed. Newcastle, one of the best defences in the league, conceded the least goals. It's just what you want to see. However, I've not kept a clean sheet since game week 21, which is a little bit of a concern when we do have the Newcastle double up. But with the double fixture, I do expect them to keep at least one clean sheet. If we can get an attacking return out of Kieran Trippier as well, that would be absolutely exceptional. Rico Henry, we have been through obviously the difficulties of Brentford's fixtures in this run, but you know, I've had Rico Henry for quite a few weeks now, been very impressed with his performance, definitely one passing the eye test for me, getting in some very good positions. But when Brentford do play away, they do kind of go to a 5 at the back, a lot more defensive, a lot more structured, so I don't expect to kind of potentially get any attacking returns out of him. But he is a double game week player. We're not going to remove him because, you know, why would we do that? Just be silly. Moving on to the next player, Ben Chilwell, someone that I did talk about in my Game Week 28 score review. Very happy to have him in my team. I am expecting him to pick up a haul at some point. Like I said, passing the eye test. 2 home fixtures as well for Chelsea. Does look like Graham Potter's potentially starting to get just things moving, you know, things clicking a little bit. Starting to get the flow going within that side. Aston Villa fought and beaten. Liverpool very hit and miss at the moment. God knows which way that game could go. Chilwell as well is the highest scoring player for Chelsea over the past 5 game weeks. Like I said, really happy to have him in my side. If you are potentially looking for a defender, I'd probably recommend Ben Chilwell this week. Moving into the midfield, we do have Solly March, a player who I'm slowly starting to fall in love with. Obviously, after justice for March a few weeks ago, where his goal was incorrectly not given, obviously added to the points as well. Yeah, there was obviously, you know, a little bit of controversy around that, but then did go and score a wonderful goal against Crystal Palace as well. Was really impressive in Brighton's win over Grimsby in the FA Cup, and potentially, I'm going to put this out here, could be a rogue shout for potential captaincy material for this game week. Brentford, obviously we spoke about how good they are at defending. That game could be absolutely anything, but then Bournemouth, any normal week, you'd be potentially looking at Bournemouth. So I do think the Brighton players are potential captaincy material for this game week. Moving on to a man who a lot of people are captaining at the moment in their teams. It isn't Marcus Rashford. Obviously at the moment does have a orange or yellow flag on FPL. That's just down to Manchester United playing the old, he's picked up a knock before the international break, but I do expect him to be back. But obviously just make sure in Erik ten Hag's press conferences that he is fully fit. And you know what? I don't really fancy Rashford as captain. I know a lot of people are going to be going down this route, but Newcastle are the 3rd best defence for XG conceded and have conceded the least goals so far this season in the league. And Brentford are 8th for XG conceded as well. So 2 very difficult fixtures for an attacking player. But if anyone is going to break through them, it will be Marcus Rashford. But I'm not 100% keen on the idea at the moment. It's not a fantastic double. No Casemiro either. That is something that we do have to factor in with Manchester United. He's such a big part of the way they play, the way they build up. I do expect Bruno to kind of revert back a little bit as well into the 8, so potentially we could see a lot less attacking play with Manchester United and potential goals for Marcus Rashford. So I'm not leaning on him being my captain for this game week. Moving on to the next midfielder, it is Matoma. Like I said, with Solly March, the double. He's a fantastic player as well. We all know what we're getting with Matoma. The dribbling, just exceptional finishing as well. Only concern with this one is on Tuesday he is playing a game in Japan, so potentially might miss the first game. Obviously, we've just jet lagged. Just make sure what De Zerbi says in his press conference. Make sure that he is 100% fit and ready to go for that one. James Maddison as well is the next player that we're going to talk about, and like I said, I think I'm going to captain this guy. We're bringing him in. Let's just go for it. Let's just absolutely smash it out of the park, because I absolutely love owning James Maddison. If you can get it right, if he's firing, if he's in good form, then it's time to do it, isn't it? It's just time to just be a bit different. These are the game weeks now where you've got to be a little bit different, a little bit saucy. We're playing the bench boost as well. We've got really good players on the bench to kind of cover any huge captaincy differential kind of shenanigans. So I think it could be the week that I do go for James Maddison. Obviously, I could be still swayed with Marcus Rashford, go down the old EO route, but I do really like James Maddison as a potential captaincy option. Finishing up with our two forwards, we do have Ollie Watkins. Obviously, like I said, did only get an assist last week, but he's had 7 returns in his past 8 games. Villa looking very decent at the moment as well. It seems like Emery's starting to get them clicking, starting to get them functioning a little bit, you know. 4 unbeaten for them. Chelsea away, difficult fixture. Leicester away, obviously leaking goals down the wrong end of the table as well. So you expect Ollie Watkins to at least get 1 goal during this run. And then obviously up front we do have Ivan Toney. 1 yellow card away from suspension, so might not even play both games in this double game week. And I am thinking potentially we do maybe look to remove Toney for a -8. I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced by that yet. I'm not convinced by the other forward options as well. You got obviously João Felix. You've also got Iheanacho are the other options that I potentially could go for. But I don't know. We're going to have to kind of see on that one. That one will be a very much last minute decision. Obviously in game week 30 the plan is to remove Toney for Erling Haaland as well. So I'm not 100% convinced I want to take a -8 this game week. Moving on to the bench, we do have Steele with 2 games. Obviously went through his fixtures and the potential clean sheet potential he has in those games. Saka against Leeds. Like, man, what a game that is. What a game to have, like, on your bench boost. Absolutely incredible, off the back of his 18-point haul as well. Then you've got Harry Kane against Everton, like another just amazing fixture you're getting on your bench boost. That just incredible stuff. And finally Zinchenko as well, home against Leeds. Really happy to play the bench boost this week. Hopefully a few of the players on the bench can return, make it a very profitable bench boost with all the doubles as well. Could be an absolute sauce fest this game week. Getting us into that top 100k as well would be massive for, you know, not only my rank, also the channel as well. It's something that we can, you know, celebrate. But yeah, that was the game week 29 team selection video. If you did enjoy it, please like, comment and subscribe. And like I said, if you do have any questions about your own team, do leave them down in the comment section below, as I do answer all questions down there. But thank you very much for watching.